Welcome to Legends with Bevo. Thanks to the Holdie, Coopers, and Anytime Fitness Glenelg.
Mitch Georgiades from Port Adelaide Footy Club, pick number 18 in the national draft last year. How you going, mate? It's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for having me on.
Obviously, you've got a hamstring injury at the moment. You missed the last few weeks. How's that coming along, mate?
Yeah, coming along really well. Just started running again and hopefully won't be back too long and get the body right and then go from there.
And obviously the boys must be up and about at the moment, looking like they're going to finish in the top two, maybe even top spot if they can knock off the Pies on Monday night. What's the feeling like down there at Alberton at the moment, Mitch?
Yeah, everyone's up and about. It's such an exciting time of the year, and the boys have worked so hard for it, so they're looking forward to entering finals and like you said, hopefully finishing in the top two spots.
It's been an unusual year, obviously, with the COVID situation and the shortened season, shortened quarters, and that sort of thing. But how have you gone personally? With training in the groups and obviously not being able to train together like you normally do.
Yeah, it's very different, I guess. First year of AFL footy, it's not probably what I expected. I don't think anyone's really expected that, but we've all we made it our own and really enjoyed the way we've done it in terms of break up into little groups. You become close with some blokes you didn't think you'd come as close with, and we've really enjoyed it. We've taken it on board and really used it to get to where we are now.
And the hub situation, mate, how'd you find that over there in Queensland?
Yeah, the hub situation was good. I actually loved it, getting up there for a bit of sun and go for a surf and play a bit of golf and also a bit of footy when we needed to. But it was good fun.
And who are you rooming with over there in the hubs?
In the hubs, we had our own rooms actually, which is lucky. I think because of all this COVID stuff, we've been us first years have been lucky enough. We've actually got our own rooms for the first year, which is unlike I think any other year.
Oh, mate, take that while you can and enjoy it.
Exactly. I was rubbing it into Zach Butters and Rosie the other day about it.
Good work. And when you came back from WA after the break, after the lockdown situation and everything, you actually lived with Pepps and Boaky for a little while. What was it like living with those boys? Who did all the cooking and did they have any annoying habits? Or?
They were both good fun. Really good fun to come back into that house. And obviously Travis got a beautiful house and the company was great as well. So who did the cook? Pep did one night cooking. Bit interesting. He tried a bit of pancakes. Wasn't his best, I don't think. But I think Trav and his sister did most of the cooking. And it was pretty good actually. Really happy with how it went.
And at the moment now, you're just living, you've got like a foster family or are you by yourself or what's the situation now?
So I'm currently living with Ryan Burton. I moved in following Trav and went straight into here, into where I am now and absolutely loving it. And
so you do the cooking there or does Bert do it? Do you take it in turns? How does it all work?
I've been here for 4 months and cooked once.
That's a good setup, mate. I like that.
Yeah, very good. I'm happy with it. I've offered, but he says he won't let me. He's too scared to let me cook. So probably fair enough to take it that way.
Enjoy while it lasts.
Exactly.
And obviously the sad news yesterday of Jason Westhoff retiring, the Hoff, of course, and illustrious career, best and fairest winner, and he's done basically everything except for winning a premiership. Hopefully this year he might be able to do that. Obviously you've known Westy for a short time. What sort of person is Westy, and sum up sort of what you've known about in the last 12 months.
Oh, I think the way the club said it yesterday, Hoff's a legend. He's gone down. I think he's 14 years at club. So when he first played, I was 4 years of age. So it's a bit scary thinking about it that way. But he's an absolute legend. From the day I've got here, he's been almost like a father to me. Sort of. He's been he's been amazing. He's such a team first player, and you see that on field and off field as well. And he's just looks forward to coming into the club every day and enjoying his teammates. And he's hopefully we can get him a win this year and hopefully be part of it.
Exactly right, and hopefully, like you mentioned before, your hammy gets better. Are you looking at potentially playing in the finals? All going well, or is it sort of touch and go at the moment?
Fingers crossed for sure. Looking forward to pushing for selection in that first final, which will be good if all goes to plan. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, great, mate. We've missed you in the forward lines, taking those big plugs.
I'm just doing it.
But we've got to talk about that dribble kick against the Hawks, though, mate, because you copped it big time on the bounce, and we spoke about this off air, and I've watched that footage over and over again. It's so funny. For those people that haven't seen it, the Chief, Jason Dunstall, has a segment on the bounce where he bags anyone that does dribble kicks and they stuff it up. And unfortunately, Mitch did one of those in the goal scorer against the Hawks, and it didn't go to plan. And the poor young fella copped a hammering by the Chief.
There's one for the Chief, Jason Dunstall.
The Chief will love that.
Burn.
You're allergic. You're allergic to the shit.
Bernie, if you're going to do it, do it properly. You have to deliver it to the camera, mate. You've got to look the player in the eye and say, listen here, Mitch, you dickhead. If you think after playing just a handful of games, you have the right to say, everyone, have a look at Mitchy boy. I can do the fancy stuff. Watch me dribble it through. Woo-hoo! I'm a freaking cowboy. What about sparing a thought for your coach, Kenny Hinkley? He's gone into bat for you, and all you've done is done down your decks and backed one out on all his best plans, trying to win a premiership for Port Adelaide. You nearly cost them that flag. You can just piss off if that's what you think you're going to do.
Chief. So that's where I went wrong.
You've got to deliver it to the camera, mate.
Mate, how'd you react to it?
Yeah, so I've grown up watching the bounce and loved every episode of it. And I remember Dad and I used to sit down watching and say, "Oh, like those idiots like dribbling. Why would this? Like, never do that. Never do that." And then, I've just run into an open goal and I've dribbled and missed the same thing. And I couldn't believe it. I threw my hands in my head, like, what have I done? I've lost us the game. I'm never going to play AFL footy again. And I was sitting there. I was like, oh my goodness, what have I done? And then, I actually in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, this could be on the bounce like at half time. I think one of the boys said it. I think Darcy Burns-Jones might have said, oh, the Chief's coming for you or something like that. And I copped it pretty hard in the week. And then I think I had a little go back in the following week, and which is good. And all good fun. But I learned from that one for sure.
Oh, it's so good, mate. I just can't stop watching it. It's hilarious. So it's great. And you mentioned before you love surfing outside of playing footy. What's some of your favourite surf spots around Australia and even overseas? Yeah,
so I grew up in Perth, obviously, and a place down south, Margaret River, and Yelling Up. So it's about 3 hours down south of Perth, and it's like a surfing community, a surfing town down there, and there's so many breaks along there. I grew up surfing down there, and I love Bali. Been to Bali a couple of times, and can't get enough of it. And there's obviously some good waves up there as well. So that was good fun. And then obviously up in the hub, in the Gold Coast, some of the best waves in Perth as well, so, in Australia. So it was good fun.
And what was it like to get your name called out in the draft 2019 at number 18, Mitch? Did you know that you were going to Port, or was it a bit of a surprise?
No, it's a funny story because I spoke to every club except Port. Oh. So it's a bit of a funny story, and I went to the draft and I spoke to sort of my manager, like, where do we think we'll probably end up? Like, what's the possibilities? And it was like, Port Adelaide, I don't think so. Like, we haven't spoken to them. It might be a game, but like, we haven't spoken to them. There's probably not much of a chance there. And I think about 2 minutes before my name got read out, Ken rang me and said, "Hey mate, do you mind if we take you the next pick?" And I was like, I was over the moon. Like, to be picked up and play at AFL was the most exciting thing ever, and to be at a club like Port Adelaide and in such a special year as well, it was absolutely, I was over the moon.
And how have you sort of found Adelaide life? It's sort of a little bit similar to Perth, isn't it? You know, with the similar weather and the laid back kind of feel about the city. Yeah,
exactly. I love Adelaide. It's very similar to Perth in terms of it's quiet. The weather's nice. We get I think the same weather from Perth 2 days later or something like that. So, absolutely love it. Go down south, go for a surf and play a bit of golf and get out down to the beach, which is nice.
And you go by the name King George. Where's this one come from? And to the point of you been to speak about that, or?
Yeah, I actually don't know how I got that. Actually, no, I do. I think I was where was I reckon I was on the plane next to Tom Rockcliffe, and Rocky's a bit of a pest, as everyone knows. And I think he started calling me King or something, and then someone called me King George, and then like the fish sometimes like King George Whiting. I don't know. It skips around, whatever it is, KG. But yeah, I'm sort of stuck now, and yeah, I'll roll with it.
You got a lot of funny nicknames, mate. They're the best.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, round one this year, bit of a weird situation. You kicked a goal, and you showed some really good signs on your debut. Talk us through the game though, playing in front of no crowd and playing your first ever game against the Suns. Great to get the win, of course, but was there a weird feeling not having a crowd there?
I spoke about this, and I guess it's not as weird for me as I've never played in front of 50,000 or a massive crowd. So it was weird, definitely for sure, running out into like a full stand and not a single person there except my mum up in one of the boxes just waving at me. And I was like, that's not my mum. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it was a bit weird, but it's sort of just like as soon as you go out there, it turns into a normal game and you just start playing footy and your instincts take over. And to get the win in the first game in my AFL debut was pretty special. And yeah, that was a good weekend. And
you copped a bit of a Gatorade shower as well?
Yeah, Gatorade showers. It was a bit iffy at that time what we could and couldn't do with COVID, and I still copped it. So it was a very sticky shower after.
And for those people that don't know, your dad was a very good footballer back in the day as well. Kicked 8 on debut for the Footscray Bulldogs, which is a great effort. Does he like going around reminding you of that as well, Mitch?
He does. He actually doesn't as much as I thought he would. I guess if that was me, I'd be running it all the time on the TV. But no, he hasn't actually got stuck into me too many times. So I just usually follow up with how many games he played. So I'll let him know about that. And no, it was a very special debut for him. 8 goals in debut is some sort of effort. So he did well on that. Got me done.
Yeah, I think obviously modern footies are very different to back then in terms of the high scorer, but hopefully we'll see you kick 8 one day, mate.
Yeah, fingers crossed, hopefully.
And now you mentioned before that Tom Rockcliffe's a bit of a pest. Who are some of the funniest teammates at the club and why?
Zach Butters just doesn't shut up. He's got to be up there with one of the funnier blokes. Rockcliffe's pretty funny. He reckons he's funny. He's not all that funny. He's just annoying. Who else we've got? Peter Laddams is pretty funny. He's a pretty funny bloke, goes around. Again, they all think they're funny. They're not that good. But I couldn't think of too many other blokes, to be honest. Who else is there? There's a couple of jokesters around, for sure, that like a prank or two.
That was my next question, mate. I actually interviewed Hammer a couple of years ago, and he told me that there's a few boys that get around a few pranks, and a couple of the guys, when he first started, did the old water on the top of the locker trick. Did that happen to you, or anything else that you wanted to share?
No, I didn't get that, but I remember, I think it was one of my first day, maybe my third day at the club, and we're up, so brand new, like not sure what's really going on, and we're upstairs eating lunch, and everyone's like looking out the window, and I go over to look out, and Zach Butters' car is in the middle of the oval, so Tom Rockcliffe's taken Butters' car and parked it in the middle of the oval out at Alberton, and stolen his keys. So that was a good introduction to what it was like, I guess.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Some sort of introduction.
And obviously Monday night, I mentioned before, it's a huge game for the Power taking on the Fire. So they're playing some pretty good footy at the moment. They've got Togoe and Trelaw back in. How do the Power match up against the Pies, and how do we knock them off, Mitch?
Yeah, Collingwood a great side. They've got some good players coming back in as well. And I think we just got to keep doing what we've been doing and focus on getting that around the ball and around the contest, and then getting up forward to our big boys and letting the small blokes get to work when it gets on the ground. But yeah, I think it'll be a good game, and hopefully we get on top. But
yes, fingers crossed, and fingers crossed we'll see you back in the park soon, mate. We love seeing you clunking those big marks and kicking the goals and not doing the dribble kicks, of course.
No more dribble kicks. I'll promise you that one.
Mate, it's been a blast having you on Legends with Bevo. Look forward to speaking again in the future. Keep up the great work, buddy.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
Mate, sensational.
Perfect. Too easy.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah,
that was great.
Have a bit of a laugh. That was very good. Very good.
No, thanks heaps for giving us your time, mate. I know you're a busy man, so.
No worries. That was easy to pop out and do that quick little thing, man.
Yeah.
For sure. If you ever need anything more, just let me know, and I'll be around for sure.
You're a good man, mate. Well, enjoy your weekend, and hopefully one of these days when the COVID thing bugs off, or I get to thank you in person.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm sure. Hopefully after all this clears up and goes back to normal, we'll look forward to catching up.
It, mate. It's always better in person. Like I've had Tobin, I've had Cam, and Hamish, as I mentioned, Jolie. Yeah, so we've had a few of the boys there. It's always good fun getting down to Alberton.
Yeah, exactly. That's too good. Perfect.
All right, buddy. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks again.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Bye.
Legends with Bevo. Thanks to the Holdie, Coopers, and Anytime Fitness Glenelg.